smash down this massive meal, and then you go straight on stage and like, oh god. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm James, and this week we're going to be talking about vocal health and connecting your voice and getting it ready for singing. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your posture. I've mentioned this before, and make sure that you're sitting or standing really well. Imagine you've got a puppet string pulling your head up from here, and that will align your spine and make everything nice and straight. Make sure that your feet are both firmly on the floor. If you're standing, make sure they're about shoulder width apart, just below your hips, and make sure that the hips are quite nice and loose. So put your hands on your hips and you can do a few kind of hula hoops, a few hip circles. Try spelling your name out with your hips, that's always quite a good one. If you've got an I on your name, you can jump and do a little dot there. I'm quite lucky, I've only got 5 letters in my name, but... Okay, so once you're aligned with your posture and a nice kind of open chest, loose hips, and when you stand, you don't want to be stood like a robot. Have kind of loose knees as well. You don't want to be squatting. You don't want to be thrusting your hips out or hunching over as well. Watch out for text neck, which is when we're looking at our phones, staring down, and we're really putting a lot of pressure on the back of our neck here. So just, if you feel like you have any of that pressure, then just kind of loosen up your shoulders and push your head back, like Truffles does when I try and pet her. She goes like that. And you might get a few chins coming out, but that's totally fine. That's going to align your spine nice and well. Don't forget, if you're tensing your jaw, if you feel like you have jaw tension, just give yourself a nice massage. This is TMJ, temporomandibular joint, something like that. If you have a problem with your jaw, then it's called TMD, which is temporomandibular disorder, and is also the name of my band, Truly Madly Deeply. So, not that the two are connected necessarily, but anyway, just give yourself a nice rub. And then the next thing you want to do, keep that jaw nice and loose. Okay. If you ever have problems with the jaw, it might be from over chewing. So if you chew gum a lot, then sometimes you get a bit of jaw ache. So if you do, just do these exercises, loosen up that jaw, and it'll make it a lot easier to sing. As a singer, you want to keep well hydrated, so have a few of these a day. Cheers. Not just as a singer, for anyone, you want to make sure that you're well hydrated. It really helps with mental health, and it can really reduce stress as well. Having a healthy diet is just generally good advice for life, but for singing, we talk a lot about don't eat dairy, don't eat chocolate, etc, etc. There are loads and loads of rules out there. I would say do what's best for you. I personally don't feel too different if I have a chocolate bar today and then the next day I do a gig. It's not going to make much difference. Thing is, I've definitely made the mistake of doing a gig and just before I go on to sing, I get offered, oh, the buffet's open, or oh, your meal's about ready now, so you just smash down this massive meal and then you go straight on stage and like, oh god, feeling sick now, getting all sorts of acid reflux, and I would not recommend. But in terms of cheese, dairy, yeah, probably don't have it just before you sing because it can really kind of clog up the throat, but maybe I wouldn't necessarily say you have to not have it like days before. So just kind of do what's best for you, really. If you're ever doing any singing exercises or you're singing something and it's starting to actually hurt and you're in pain, just stop, because you just need to kind of take a step back, maybe do something softer with a smaller range maybe, because the last thing you want to do is really damage your voice. So if you feel like any of the top notes are going to hurt, then just don't sing. Because if it goes like this, hi, it's taking a while for the vocal folds to kind of come together. So if you're trying to get the high notes and you go la la la, and you're really kind of losing that voice, again, just have a bit of vocal rest, plenty of sleep, plenty of water, and hopefully it will come back as normal very soon. So if you get ill, then you might start to get phlegm in the throat, and that's kind of a good thing as your voice is healing. And make sure that you don't kind of whisper too much if you're trying to save your voice, because actually that puts a lot more pressure on the voice as well. Same thing with lozenges and lozenge, that's a weird word, throat coats, stuff like that, because that actually masks the pain, and then you might think, oh, actually my voice is fine, I'm gonna crack on and sing through it, or sing really loudly, or just, you know, get back to normal. But actually it's just masking the fact that you do have the pain. I would actually advise against it unless you really, really need to, because it can actually make things worse. So I want to try a little exercise with you, which is called vocal fry. And you might hear some people speaking like this stereotypical American voice. I apologise to all Americans, my wife is American, so she's going to kill me for this. And so we're going to get this vocal fry, which is quite often used in pop music. So the most classic example is, oh baby, baby. And that's a pretty extreme example of how you can use vocal fry, or this kind of crackling sound in your voice, to go into singing. So I just want you to try this. If If you have a nice even tone to the crackle, then it means your voice is pretty healthy. If you go or whatever it is, then it means you need a bit of vocal rest. I want to try this. I want to try from going this kind of creaky sound, like you've just woken up, like I really don't want to do that, to going into a sound. So we're just going to go. It's like a car kind of warming up, because cars sound like that when they warm up. I don't know. That's a pretty bad example. What about a lawnmower? Pulling the chord. If you can think of a better example, just hit the description below, because I'm running out of ideas here. So let's try this a few times. So let's go. Going from that vocal fry, the kind of crackle sound, into the R sound. So let's try that. And we'll go up a note. We don't want to do too many of these. We just want to try and experiment with this a little bit, because when we kind of sing in a pop style, you want to have a little bit. So just use it to check in on your vocal health, and a few kind of small exercises to maybe get in the pop style of singing. So I want to try a little exercise now which will help you connect the voice to the breath and hopefully give you a bit of better vocal stamina. So we're going to start from singing on a middle C. Okay, so I'm just going to do this to a hum first of all, just a really gentle hum. So let's just get the voice going, let's connect to it. So let's go. Okay, we're not pushing anything, we're not singing out loud, we're just doing a really gentle hum. Okay, and now what I want to do is almost get into this kind of meditative state where we're just going to do some humming. I'm going to change the chords, and I just want you to hum to a middle C. Let's try this, and let's go. Keep on that C. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up to an R now. We're going to go up a tone. So onto this note, R, just connecting your voice to the breath, thinking about the support. Singing as long as you can. If you feel like you're about to run out of breath, just stop, take a breath. I'm going to keep the chords going. Okay, so to this note, 3 and and again. Okay, so with truffles, we're all going to go ooh. So try that. Ooh, and we're going to do it to a note. We're going to do ooh, and I'm going to change the chords. Okay, you can go now. So 3, 4. And again. One more time, one more. Okay, I'm going to teach you a song now which is going to help us connect our voice to our breath and think about singing really long, gentle phrases. So we're not pushing anything, we're not doing a big performance, we're just having a very kind of smooth, gentle sing-along. We're going to start it to an R actually. And just doing these kind of gentle R exercises will really kind of just center you. Hopefully it's good for the mental health. Just singing a bit every week is actually really, really great. So let's try this tune, it's called Abide With Me. So this is the first phrase, it goes like this, to an R. Ah, let's try that, and ah. Now we're going a bit higher. Ah, and again, let's try. Ah. Okay, next phrase. Let's try that. And the next bit goes like this. Now we're going back to the first phrase again. Now a bit higher. Now final bit. So if you know this tune already, then it's obviously very easy for you. This is Abide With Me, the hymn. If you've never heard this before, you can just hit pause and just practice those little sections. So let's put the words together with this tune that we've just learnt, and I'll put the words in the description if you need to have a look at them. So the first line. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. Nice and smooth. The darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. Take a nice breath now. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. So really long phrases, really long breaths. If you can't get through it all, don't worry at all, just take a breath when you can. The whole point of this exercise is just to connect your breath, see how long you can do, and work up that vocal stamina whilst having a nice kind of calming, comforting sing-along as well. Okay, so I'm going to put it up a little bit now, we're going to do it in this key. So this is E flat major, let's try this. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and darkness falls, help of the helpless soul, abide with me. Okay, so that's a lovely tune, and if you want to pause it, go back, practice little bits, then please do. Just take this time to kind of connect with yourself, think about where you are in your life, think about your vocal health, and hopefully this video will give you a bit of positivity for the week. So don't forget to tune in next time, hit subscribe for more videos, and like this one if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. She loves these treats, so she's been chasing this round all day.
5 minutes later.
I'm running out of ideas here. She's still going with this wrapper. I mean, I can't stop her from getting it. I'm gonna put it in my pocket and she'll probably keep jumping on my lap now.